What could make a Predator movie better? We actually have the answer. A Predator movie about not just one Predator or two, but three. Hulu, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I was not expecting this. Welcome back to the Dissection Table, where we take the latest video games, trailers, and break them down bit by bit. Now, let's take a much closer look at this brand new Hulu original movie featuring not one, but three separate stories featuring the Predators. Right out the gate, quite literally gate opening, we're introduced to a specific time way back in humanity's history, back during the Viking era, and we're introduced to one of the three I can imagine protagonists featured in this animated styled movie. Things were pretty rough back during the Viking Age, but unfortunately for them, things are about to get a whole lot more horrifying, because Viking grandma is telling Viking son or grandson here that they have a monster out there and they need to put it down, otherwise they're all going to get put down. When it comes to the Viking storyline, we're shown a roster of heroes, weapons all in hand, and then we see something using technology uncloaking itself. They might be armed to the teeth, but this Predator is not your typical one. This one is standing, I just can assume, somewhere between 8 to 9 feet tall. Y'all need backup. This is the Viking Predator. To be fair, these warriors, they don't back down. Instead, they charge headfirst into the fight. And again, look at the size of this Predator. I assume this is a Super Predator, similar to this kind of Super Predator. These Super Predators basically use genetic modification in order to enhance their physical capabilities. Therefore, they're not very reliant upon technology, but just their overall brute strength. But take a much closer look at the Super Predator here. He's missing his right arm. Notice he has a device in place of what is a missing limb. Therefore, because this is in a Viking setting, I personally assume this Super Predator was actually the inspiration for the Grendel tale from the poem, the mythological tale, which is going to be interesting to see how all of these different Predators have more than likely influenced mythological tales and folklore whenever it comes to humanity's sordid history. We also do see the Super Predator from the Viking era one more time, and he's bleeding, he is injured, and without his mask. And in one of the final scenes of the Super Predator from the Viking era, we see him submerged far down beneath these icy waters trying to pursue Grandma Viking here. I assume this is how they ultimately defeat this Predator, by drowning him. Next up, we switch over to Japan, and we see a ninja scaling the side of a castle wall. Before this, however, we do also get a look at what I assume is not a ninja, but a samurai unsheathing some type of katana with this beautiful etched blade. I presume more than likely this is a quest for revenge with this samurai, as apparently that ninja we saw a minute ago may not have survived, because when he hits the rooftops of this castle that he was trying to infiltrate, he's not the only one there. Let's just say there were a lot of casualties. And while the alarm was apparently notified of some type of intruder in this castle, and they do lock it down, let's just say these samurai really didn't stand much of a chance. Like, at all. I really do wish I could show every image, but let me just go ahead and say this right now. Things get a little bloody, a little gory, and the Predators, yeah, they don't really hold back. And those samurai in that castle, yeah, they didn't survive. We weren't able to get a really good look at the samurai era Predator, but this is in fact him. This is him, and he does implement a healthy supply of both his technological weaponry and, well, just overall brute strength as well. This here being the only other look we have at that specific Predator, him engaged in some type of combat with the very same samurai, I assume, who had that beautiful katana. And thirdly, lastly, the one that has me definitely really excited is a Predator that's here in the Americas. We don't know what specific war is going on here in America at the time, but we do get a good idea, considering that our protagonist for this storyline sadly gets caught up in the draft. Fortunately for him, he's not on the ground. He's up in the air. He's a flyboy, a pilot. Unfortunately, apparently, and this didn't go down in the history books, he wasn't the biggest threat up in the skies back in the day. Activate emergency flight maneuvers! It's really cool how this animated movie, of all things, will actually be expanding upon the Predator lore, because I don't think we've ever seen an example ever, even in the comics, when it comes to the Predators engaging in any type of aerial combat. This here being the third Predator that we'll be seeing, and yes, he will be a pilot. Also, I don't think we've ever seen a Predator that didn't have dreads. This is something definitely new. Also, in addition, I don't think we've ever even seen this type of example of a Predator ship. I know we've seen a couple of them, a really good example being the Predator mothership, but this ship from the movies is huge. But yeah, this is much smaller. This is much more of a fighter jet equivalent for the Predators, and this thing is definitely no less dangerous just because it's smaller. Because based off this imagery, the ship not only comes complete with plasma cannons to engage in aerial combat, but we even saw it using grappling hooks, and they're not used to take in anybody alive. No, these grappling hooks are used to rip and tear apart enemy aircraft mid-flight. I had heard that there was a brand new Predator movie in the works, and this brand new one will actually be putting the Predator as our quote-unquote protagonist, kind of, slash antagonist, but bottom line, the Predator would be the main character. But all of a sudden, Hulu comes out of left field with this. Predator, Killer of Killers. Not that I'm complaining. I'm really looking forward to the brand new Predator movie. Whenever we get more information, I'll definitely be covering that. But now this Predator, Killer of Killers, oh yeah, this looks good, and I can't wait to see it. Thankfully, we don't even have that long of a wait. This brand new Predator, Killer of Killers movie will be coming to Hulu on June 6th. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to follow, like, comment, and I'll see y'all in the next one.